You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, people, we back again. We back again. We back again. We back again. Appreciate you for tuning in. This is your boy Martin G, aka the Crime Chaser, live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and what? Tell the truth and shame the devil. You know, that's what we do here. We tell the truth and shame the devil. Now, we're talking about the greatness of blacks in this country here in America. For some reason, our black people have got it twisted. They don't think nothing good can come from black folks. But we're going to prove them wrong tonight. We're going to serve them their notice tonight that we are a great people. And when the ground is level, when the level field is even, and you can put us against anybody, we are the ninth element, completion. Why you think they work so hard to keep us back? They work so hard to keep us back. But I'm waiting tonight to see some of you guys' response. I love being black. I love being black. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I love being black. All right, come on in. Let's get some shares and tag someone. Tell them we're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. Tag someone, tell them we're live. Uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. It's good to be alive. It's good to be living in the land of the living. And we living in great times. I would listen. I thank God for putting me in today's society, in this age, where we can see everything clearly. They said when the dust settles, you can see everything clearly. And we're seeing more and more and more and more things clearly now. Things that was hid from us. Things that was forbidden for us to do, such as reading and writing and counting. It was forbidden. But look us now. You have so many people, so many groups of people that try to compare themselves to us. They can't do it. Nobody, I mean absolutely nobody, have suffered the atrocities that we have suffered in this country. Oh, y'all don't want to hear what I got to say, but I'm telling the truth and shame the devil. This is real talk. Come on in, people. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. Come on in. I got some great talk for us tonight. Great talk. I need you to like, share, tag, and subscribe. That's what I need you guys to do. I want to talk about the greatness of God, the greatness of black people. Come on in. Come on in, people. Come on in. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is at the 10 o'clock hour. Come on in. Sharice, I see you. Aaron Goodman, I see you. Sharice Wright. Is that my girl Keena Nicole's on here? All right. All right, Barbie. What's going on? I love being black. I love being black. I tell you, come on, tag some people. Keena Nicole, tag some people. Tag some people. Listen, I love being black. I see you. We looking for some new callers today. I love being black. All right. Kennard the DJ, we coming on. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. Come on in, people. Come on in. Tag. Brother Lewis Ramsey. What's up, Brother Lewis? Hey, Brother Martin, last night platform was off the chain. You shut it down quickly. People speaking out of turn. Yes, I did. Kimberly Spiller. What's up, my dear sister? He is greatly to be praised. Yes, God is. Yes. My brother Muhammad. I said the greatest of people God ever created. That's right. All right. We want to talk about the greatness. See, we need to get some people on here now. Get some folks on here. And we're taking callers tonight, 872. Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. I love being black. Boy, some folks got a problem with us saying I love being black. Not me, though. I love being black. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And what? Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I love being black. Come on in, people. Come on in, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. What's up, Lisa? What's going on? What's going on? I love being black. Say it loud. Yes. All right. Let me start sharing it. Let me see how many shares I got on this page. All right. We got a great show tonight. We talking about greatness tonight. Greatness tonight. Black power. Come on in. We got 7 shares. Oh my God. We gotta boost that up. Come on now. I love being black. What's up? STK, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Black power. Well, we talking about this. Some folks don't believe we don't have no power. We got the power to do right, the power to love, power to do anything that we put our hearts and minds and souls to. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. I love being black. All right, where my folks at, man? Yeah, we talking about black power tonight. Black power. What kind of power you got? Black power. All right. What kind of power you got? Come on in. I am black and I'm proud. All right, come on in, people. Come on in. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You need to get your pens and piece of paper because we're going on a learning session today. We're going on a learning session today. Yolanda Williams, I see you. We're going on a learning session today. And that's real talk. Real talk.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Let's run that back again. I like that. I like the way that sound. I love the way that sound.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We're going to run it again.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, people. This is what I'm talking about.
Before we can sit next to white kids. We've been at the stoplight.
All right. I just want to show y'all some things that we've invented in this country. And we still invent things. So this is what I wanted. The reason why I'm showing this tonight, because so many people, other groups that try to compare their struggle to ours. First of all, they can't compare their struggle to ours. We wasn't given no handouts. We wasn't allowed to read. We wasn't allowed to write. We was looked at as less than. We was looked at as property, as same as animals. That's the way we was looked at. So we didn't come in this country with a head start, grants. No. We came, we was forced to work in the cotton fields, forced to work, free labor for so many years, for centuries. Centuries. You name me one group that's right here in America can say that they've been through what we've been through. We've been through Jim Crow, mass incarceration. We've been through this drugs epidemic. We've been through it. The Tuskegee experiment. We've been through it. There's not one migrant in this country that's over here, illegal or non-illegal, can say what they've been through compared to our struggle. We are amazing people. We have greatness. Why you think that they try to suppress everything that we do? Tulsa, Oklahoma, even the businesses that we have right now today, they find every little thing that's wrong and find us out of business. People, they know our greatness. We don't know our greatness. Come on, people. And as I said earlier in the live video, if you make the ground even all the way and put us with any group of people, we will excel all groups. And that's real talk. I'll run before I take it back, and still I add more to it, as Dr. Charles G. Hayes said. We have greatness in us. Jesus told, for greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. Greater is God is in us people. There's a power that we possess, and we have to tap into it for our greatness. Real talk, people. Real talk. Share this video. Now, don't get me wrong. If you look at the news, you would think that every black person is committing crime. You would think every black person is not a father, not married, and none of them things. You don't see no goodness in them. If you're waiting to see goodness on social media or even on a mainstream media platform, you'll be waiting. You got to know that you know that you know that you know that there's greatness in you. Now, I showed you a video of so many things that we have invented in this country, and we still invent things. Now, if you take away all of our inventions, the ones that we know about and the ones that we don't know about. Well, what do you mean by that, Martin? The ones that were stolen from us and make like they invented it. Other group invented it. Take it away. Where would this country be? Where would this country be? Somebody come and talk to me. I'm opening up my phone lines in a minute because I need some witnesses.
Before we can sit next to white kids. We invented to stop like.
We got greatness in us, people. Greatness. And did you see all those things that came across the screen that we invented? Black people invented? I'm telling you. We invented those things. The doorknob, the lawnmower, the bike, all types of things. And we run around here hating on each other, not loving each other the way we're supposed to love each other. Shame on it. Shame on us. Again, check this out, people. Listen to this real.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
One more time. I'm going to play it one more time. And before I take my first caller.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Listen, that's why I said I love being black. Listen, don't ever let nobody tell you that something's wrong with black folks. We love, we love, we love. Now, some of us are sick, I will admit, because we have passed down trauma from centuries and centuries. But we are great people. We definitely are great people. Now, I want some folks to get on here and brag about our blackness, our greatness. I dare you to get on here and brag about how great we are in this country. Still right now today. Still greatness. My goodness. Sarge, come on.
What's going on, my man?
Yes, sir. We got to stick with the subject tonight.
Yeah. I don't stray off too far, ever. I got to say it again, we invented house music right in Chicago. We
Tell the
did
truth
that.
and shame the devil. Mm-hmm.
Being singular, I'm the one that gave it its name.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh, you could Google me and you could read my whole you dig. My whole history. You know?
I don't have
That's
to.
been said by.
I don't have to Google
No.
it. You right here. You can tell me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is this. See, you got Farley Jackmaster Funk. I know you remember him from WBMX.
Mm-hmm.
He co-signed for it, right? When they asked Steve Silk Hurley, the one that made Jack your body. He co-signed on it. Chippy, time to jack. His house co-signed on it. All of these are the great ones. They co-signed on it. It's like, oh, so, well, why Leonard don't DJ no more? Because I had a family and responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But yeah, we did that straight out of Inglewood, of all places. All of your best DJs out of Inglewood. You know them parties you go to over on 31st Street Beach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we the ones started that. That's the reason they playing that music they playing. Because of me and Farley, Steve Hurley, Frankie Knuckles, Ron Hardy, you know, Laurie Branch, Celeste Alexander, Andre Hatchett, the originals, you know, and don't let them fool you with the history talking about it was founded by the black and Latino clubs. And I'm like, man, get out of here with all that. You had people in England that was trying to distort that. I'm talking to them. I'm like, okay, if this guy started in the per se gay Latino clubs in Chicago, name the club and who was the DJ. Well, we don't know all of that. I said, you won't, because it doesn't
And
exist.
shame the devil. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't. Okay, so stop. I'm like, you all are taking something and running with it, trying to take it over again, just like rock and roll got took over. See? That ain't nothing but the blues sped up.
Mm-hmm.
Blues guitar, you speed it up a whole lot, they call it rock and roll. Huh?
Mm.
There's not a single, other than classical music, I can't name one type of music that is on this planet right now that was not derived from black people, even country western. That was a spinoff from slaves singing in the fields and repetition doing work.
Mm.
Remember Elvis, the king of rock and roll? Elvis made a whole career of what? Singing like somebody black, dancing like somebody black. He the original Vanilla Ice. I mean, stop me when I lie. In the music industry, Martin, they so slick. Oh, Martin, they slick. Now, it's this song, I know you remember it, old school, you know, that what you won't do for love. Uh-huh. Look at the album cover on there. It don't show a face on to do it.
Mm.
That was a white dude singing that. That's when we started calling it Blue-Eyed Soul. You know? Yeah.
You educated.
Had Patti LaBelle doing them duets with Michael McDonald. They sounded like brothers on there. You had this group called Player. They did this song, Baby Come Back. It was Danielle Stepper's joint. Huh? They call Blue-Eyed Soul. You got that Total Eclipse of the Heart. There's a white woman sung that song, trying to sound like a black woman. Taylor Dane, Love Will Bring You Back. People listen to that, they think it was a black woman singing that. No, that was a white woman. Eh? Trying to sound black. Why? Because that sell. It's so soulful. And I hate when they say that. Oh, it's so soulful. Motherfucker. Oops, I almost cussed. Martin, that make me mad. I'd be like, don't be talking soulful, because that sounds racist to me. You know, that's like, all you people just have such good rhythm. You people. The filth and flarn and filth word. I'm serious. Like, look back in history at everything, man. Now, You may not remember that group. I hope you do, though. A Taste of Honey made Boogie Oogie Oogie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember what the woman looked like that was standing on the cover? She had them cornrows all to the side, all the way down.
I saw that record.
Then Patrice Rushen came out with it. Everything was everything. Next thing you know, they released a movie. Dudley Moore, 10. Had some white chick on there with braids. I forgot her damn name. She's supposed to have been a 10. It's like, oh, really? You know, we used to have big lips. Now they call it a French lip because they get injections to make their lips full. Yeah, I know, Martin, there's a lot of people, oh, he a Trump supporter and he will
don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. We talking about the greatest of black people.
I ain't worried about that. I'm just saying, Martin, that can't make me give up who I am. Okay, I'm making a decision, and that's all. But there's other stuff, I see it for what it is. Hell, when I was growing up, man, them doggone white women, you could doggone put a leveler down their back. If they laying down, you could put a leveler on them, and they was level as I don't know what. Now you got Kim Kardashian looking the way she looked, and black women trying to emulate that. I'm like, that's how y'all looked already. Y'all don't know them Kardashian women are trying to look like the Beauty of the Week Jet magazine women from the 70s.
Let me say something. I'm looking for some more. Hold it right there. 872-299-0808, 872-299-08, or the number directly above my head, 872-297-6389. Now that I got your attention, check this out, people. I want you to hold on, Sarge. We're still taking calls.
I got you.
Hold on. These are the things, some of the things that we've been
before we can sit next to white kids. We invented the stoplight.
Now, these are some of the things that we have invented in this country. Now, a lot of things we have invented, but they were stolen. And by them, I'm talking about the white society that controlled the history. They made it where they invented some of the things. People, listen to the gentleman. He explained it so eloquently. Just listen to this.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Now, y'all hear that? Do you guys hear that? Can you compare that to any migrant, any group of people that come on? Can you literally compare them to us? You cannot. Most, I'll say all groups that came into this country, migrated in this country, they was given things. They came over here with a head start. Well, you say, well, how you know that, Martin? Let's use a little logic. How could someone come into America that don't speak the language? So if you know if they can't speak the language, they can't write it or read it. How could they come over here and get houses, businesses, and all this stuff going? It's because somebody handed them something. The government. They was dirt poor in their country. Dirt poor. But they come over here for resources, and try to compare our struggle with theirs. Not going to do it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Listen, we've been through slavery, mass incarceration, Jim Crow, the drug epidemic, Tuskegee experiment. Listen, we've been sabotaged, been blown up. Our cities have been destroyed when we build up. All of these things. I'm talking about black folks now. Red line, gerrymandering. And here it is right now today, some of the same things are still going on. Some of us have fallen by the wayside. We have become demon possessed. We don't believe that nothing good can come from a black person, a black business. We just don't believe that. We so full of hate toward one another. Not all of us. Not all of us. People, we have greatness. We come for greatness. They didn't stop the Spanish people or the white immigrants from stopping them from learning how to read and write. They wasn't being sabotaged. Listen, people, Margaret Sanger, who invented abortion, she didn't invent abortion because you go out there and had sex and got caught and got pregnant. She didn't invent it for that. She invented it for population control. Majority black people, for black people. Why you think that these parent Planned Hoods are predominantly in black and brown communities? I'm just telling the truth, people. Listen, they want us to exterminate, delete, terminate women, their pregnancies. They want that. They want that. I'm telling the truth. I need some callers. Now, y'all can call in when we fussing and arguing, but you can't call in and talk about the greatness of black people. Where's 900 at? Where's this one at?
See there?
I wanted to call in tonight.
See there?
We talking about the great. We ain't talking about no women shaking their booty in front of no bus. We not talking about no gangbangers. We talking about the greatness, black power in folks. The brother just came on here and said that we in Inglewood invented house music. We named it. The brother said it. And here is some European country tried to lie and rewrite the history. We invented hip hop, not the Spanish people, not the Latin people, not the Mexicans. We, black people, have invented hip hop. It started in New York in the 70s. Started from black folks.
1973.
Black folks. Somebody come and talk to me. My phone should be ringing off the hook. It's not ringing off the hook tonight.
Should be.
I don't know why it's not ringing off the hook. If you're on YouTube tonight, I need you to share this with your white boss. He or she won't fire you for this greatness. See, they know you're great. You don't know you're great. You don't know that. Why you think they work so hard to hold us back? Why you think that? They use a method of divide and conquer, the Willie Lynch letter. You pin the young against the old, the dark against the light one, the mother against the father. They do this on purpose so we won't outshine in this country. Real talk. I want to play this one more time. Listen to this, brother.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Again, we've been through the war on drugs, mass incarceration. We've been through the Tuskegee experiment. We've been through Tulsa, Oklahoma, slavery, red line, Jim Crow. Even right now, 2024, we're still going through it and we're still here. Did you know it was a crime for a black man or a black woman to learn how to read and write? It was a crime in this country. We wasn't able to marry a white person to the 60s, 67, I believe. So I'm just telling you the greatness, people, that our people are. We got another caller. I'm taking calls 872-299-0808 or the number directly over my head, 872-297-6389. Hey, caller 5625, you're live, uncut, unedited.
Hey, Martin. So I listened to what you said. I listened to the speaker, but this is what I'm going to say. Remember years ago in the projects had vice presidents, presidents. They had their own people that they voted for in the project to take care of their community, every project. You remember that?
No, but you telling me, go ahead.
Okay, so my auntie, Helen Finner, the last project that was ever taken away, and she has said this for so many years, the white people want this land. The white people want this land. She has been saying it. Her and Miss Randolph. When I tell you they use the federal, they use somebody real close to her, as she had been the president of Adderley Wells since 1972, to say that she was selling apartments. When they got that and she moved out to Adderley Wells, all that was no longer existent. All I'm saying is what you're saying is right. What he said is right.
Okay.
If we don't stick together, we don't understand. Right now, if you look back, Robert Taylor is no longer existing. Ickes is no longer existing. None of that. They had their own president, their own vice president. You had to vote for people in that community to put in our community. You had to vote.
Let me ask you a question. Now, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? I just want to know. Help me out. What's your point? That's what I want to know.
So my point is saying all that is that if they took all that from us black people our Black community. The project, Black people ran that.
Okay, let me.
Black people ran that.
I listen. I want to ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
The word project. That's exactly what it was. It was a project.
It was a development.
Okay, hold on. Look what I'm saying.
It was a project.
It was a project, sister. You got to understand. Let me help you out. I'm trying to help you out now. I'm not trying to make you look like a fool or anything. It's not this type of show. It was a project. When you do a project, it's like an experiment. That's all it was. To jam a bunch of people together, all together. That's all it was. It wasn't a bad thing. Let me say this, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. For them to tie down our projects here in the city of Chicago. You said, well, Martin, why are you saying that? Do you know that a lot of them project buildings was full of lead and asbestos? Right now, you got people that grew up in the projects, is sick, and don't know why they're sick. Full of cancer, all types of elements wrong. Those buildings was full of lead and asbestos. That's what they was full of. I'm telling you, sister, that's the gospel truth. And I'm gonna tell you, why. I'm gonna bag it up with a little logic. Look at State Street. Have you noticed they really have not put buildings over there? Those projects been torn down for 25 years, for at least 25 years or better, because that ground is terminated, is contaminated. That's the word I'm looking for. It's contaminated. Why you think they didn't hurry up and build it right back up after they tore it down? It's contaminated. Even right there where the hole was, they put a big old, like a place you play tennis and all that. No residential there at all. See, they had to give that ground time to cure. So many years before they start rebuilding on it. But let me take the next caller. But I'm just giving you a little education. Since I'm not trying to make you look bad. I'm not trying to make you look bad at all. I promise you. The project, it was, hold on. It was good that they tore it down. Yeah, I know where they put us at. Listen, I know that. But it was good. All right, I'm talking. It was good for them to tie them things down because they was full of lead. It was the Black doctors that exposed them. Trust me. They didn't want to tie the projects down, but it cost too much money for them to remove the lead and the asbestos out of those buildings. So they had no other choice but to tie it down. I'm telling y'all, people, it's a project. Sister. I've got to go to the next caller. Come on, next caller, 3699. With a little education on you.
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Martin. Hey, Sarge, I heard you when you were speaking on music, and I just want to enlighten everyone that Black folks, we also had a big staple in classical music. We did have a Black Frenchman who was a soldier. He was a violinist and a conductor and a composer. His name was Joseph Bolognier Choivier de St. George. And he was considered the Black Mozart. So we did have, they learned a lot from us. They don't want to tell you that, but if you do some research on Joseph Bolognier Choivier de St. George, you'll see that he was before Mozart, but they put him behind because he was Black. He was a Black Frenchman. He was, like I said, a violinist, a composer, a soldier. He did a lot. And so we've contributed to everything, and it's been appropriated to someone else. So that's all I want to say for right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll go to the next call. She did put that in the comments as well. Hey, area code 651. Come on, my brother.
Oh, I'm 6'5"
Oh,
but
I'm
I'm
sorry. I
not
thought it
a.
was a brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
no.
ahead. I'm so
Hey, how
sorry.
you doing? My
No
name.
disrespect. Go ahead.
This is my first time call.
All
No,
right.
you're
First
okay.
time
This
call.
is my first time calling in.
Okay. Beautiful. Come on. Talk
And
to
what
us.
I want to contribute to this conversation is Black folks have contributed in every way, shape, or form to
Yes.
build America. They will
Yes.
never give us the credit that we deserve. But every obstacle that they've ever put in front of us, we have always persevered towards it. We've always hurdled over it and kept on going. One thing about America is they can't hold Black folks down. They may speak negatively about us and make sure that they report all negative things about us, but we will always overcome every obstacle. White folks wouldn't even know how to live on this earth without Black folks. We have done everything for them, cook for them, feed, bathe their kids, breastfeed their kids, and everything else, every invention. These people will not know how to live without us not being on this earth. They can barely even get along with each other. So with us not being here, they wouldn't even know how to survive. They need us in every aspect of their lives. Yeah, they may have deprived us, but we still move forward. I am proud to be Black. Anything that anyone says in a negative light about Black people, some may be true, all is not.
I
But we kept
love
our
being
heads up
Black.
and we kept moving forward. And that's all I want to add to this.
Wow. So how did you hear about this program? Us live. You just stumbled onto
How
it or
did I
something?
hear?
Yeah.
No, my cousin Keena Nicole
Oh, Keena
always on
Nicole.
here.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy. Keena.
Yes, and I seen you at the Bud Pelican Parade,
Okay.
and I was like, "Hey, Martin." Then I turned around and seen you at the Hyde Park thing, and I have been watching since from the beginning anyway. But this is a topic that I think needs to be discussed all the time because being Black is very important to me, and I love being Black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about. See, we get a lot of people to come on here. They can point out the dancing and the shooting and the gang banging and the car cracking and all that. But when it's time to speak up for our greatness, they nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. They don't even want to call in. The number is 872-299-0808. 872-297-6389. Listen, that's why, listen, one thing about me, I've always stressed I love being Black. I love it. I love it. I love it. And see how we learning today? We educating each other. People need to hear this. They're not going to teach this in school. They're not going to teach this greatness in school. Let's go back to the video real quick. Listen,
Martin,
go ahead, sister.
may
Go
I
ahead.
add something else?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
You are absolutely right. They are not going to teach this type of thing in school to where I've made it very important that my children know what those chains mean at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty. I made sure that my kids know that we used to have a Black president. I made sure that my kids know that that statue represented freedom and it was actually a Black woman that was the Statue of Liberty that represented freedom in America. I think it's just very important for everybody to know um, every aspect of being Black, even though it's not being taught in schools anymore. I make sure that my kids know some of everything. And if I don't know it, I go research it, I look it up, and I let my kids know. It is very important so that they won't fall victim to anything someone just says to them or something that a white person puts in their face because they're not teaching them about Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and all of them other greats along down the line. I think it's very important because they're going to make sure they leave us out of every aspect of what has been created in America as if they created it and they did not. That is just like our Black Wall Street that they burned down and they swamped out all these people over there in Atlanta. No one knows about all the other history that happened way back then. You mentioned this to some of these kids, they don't even know, but I make sure if they don't know, I make sure they do.
Mm-hmm.
Martin,
Yeah.
can I say something really quick before you play that film
Yes,
again?
yes, go ahead.
I just want to add in also that Joseph Bologna Schwabier was 10 years Mozart's senior, and he was washed away from history. His mother was, I believe, a Senegalese African woman, enslaved woman. His father was a Caucasian man, and he was around 10 years before Mozart ever existed. And what happened is that Mozart heard about him. They actually met in the French quarters at just that one time in the 1700s. But Joseph was washed away from history in the classical world because he was Black. So I just want everybody to know that not only are we responsible for rock music, country music, but we are also responsible for classical music. They had never seen anything like it. He was a prodigy, and he inspired Mozart. So that's why you're not going to hear about him, because they maliciously, purposely washed him away.
Mm-hmm.
They did that. So yeah, we've been, music, period, was inspired by Black folk. So that's that.
We're not even gonna get into sports, but that's gonna be another thing. Hold on, let me play this video.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
And see, shows like this, we got to have them on a regular basis to drill this, indoctrinate this into our children. Some of us, as adults, we don't know these certain things. We don't know it. So they've always worked to sabotage us in such a way. See, even when it came to the Black Baseball League, they took the best out of that and paid them, destroyed the baseball, sabotage it, I may say, league. And they're good at doing that. It's just like the Black athletes, what they do. They bring them over there to an Ivy League school where they at. Take them away from our Black universities.
Charlene.
We got another call.
Martin.
Okay, hold it, sir. We got another caller. I'll let you talk.
I'll hold this thought.
Okay, 1867. Come on, Charlene.
Hi, everyone. I love you all.
Hey.
I just want to say this. Black, in my opinion, stands for blessing, loving, awesome, caring, and knowledgeable. That's
Beautiful.
how I feel about our color. Love you all.
Thank you so much. Wow, that's beautiful.
You're welcome.
That is beautiful.
All
That
right.
is beautiful. Go ahead, Sarge. I got another caller, but go ahead, Sarge. Go ahead, Sarge.
Okay, well, these HBCUs, as they call them, they were doggone gimmies from white folk that were thinking futuristically, right? They were thinking down the road. What if a time comes and they can go to school with us? Now, if we give them their own schools and say that they're their schools, then they won't want to go to Yale and Harvard and Princeton and this and that, right? And I told somebody, the Spelman girl, and I said, do you know Spelman? It's a white woman, one of the fellows. That's who doggone started Spelman. Not somebody Black. Oh, that's not that. I said, look it up there. All of them historically Black colleges, universities, all of them were started by white people, not by the upscale Blacks that were supposed to be trying to educate the masses. They were too busy with their noses in the air. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
All right, Sarge. We got to go we got a new caller. Thank you for your comments. Come on, Bill. Come on, Bill.
Hey, Mark.
Go ahead, sir.
This is a good show, and just like you say, this subject got to be drilled into our kids and younger generation and older people to put a sense of pride within themselves and our people, man. And for the most part, I myself want to speak on foundational Black American. First of all, we were here, and as far as they would call Indians, darker complected Indians, but the whole thing in a nutshell, there's not a race in this world that has endured what foundational Black Americans have endured. It's been a plot and a plan from day one. This whole nation and system and countries that's allies of ours was set up on the same system. And every story and situation, there's a good guy, a bad guy, and we have been the bad guy. And I believe white supremacy and the powers that shouldn't be have recognized way before us our greatness. They have put a monkey wrench in every angle, like you said, from slavery, Jim Crow, the
mass
drug
incarceration,
epidemic,
yeah.
mass incarceration.
Mhm.
And people don't realize mass incarceration is a really big deal, especially when it comes to the head of the family. If you incarcerate, the only person that you could discriminate against, deny in America legally is a felon. They deny felons the right to vote. They're not. They don't have access to almost anything. Not to say that felons haven't thrived and been successful, but that's the only group of people that they can legally discriminate against. They have, and they still are. This mass incarceration, everybody knows. They say it's 1 out of 3 Black men that has a felony versus 1 out of 17 of any other ethnic group. But with a whole system being against you, have you ever really paid attention, man, to immigrants that come to this country and it's coming out through the internet, that they've been taught not to deal with us, not to trust us. We bad. Now you got some that has came over and capitalized off our dollars, from the Asians to the Arab people and some Indian people. They come into the neighborhood and have been successful with business. But before you go to the next call, Martin, I just want to say this, man. We got a whole group of people that look like us that's not for us, and a lot of them are elected officials, politicians. But the whole thing in a nutshell, this thing about the reparations and how great we are, what we have endured, and you might, a person standing on the outside might not see it and recognize it or want it to come to a head. But there was a video out about cotton is king. And upon looking at it, I seen the whole documentary, but today I seen a short about it. during slavery, there were 4 to 6 million slaves picking cotton. And those slaves were worth more than everything in America, from land to businesses. Those 4,000 to 6,000 slaves. And the money that they made established the American economy all over in Europe, in the Allied countries, France and in England. And that money was made off free labor. And not only did the South capitalize off of it, it was people in the North that capitalized off of it. And to the point, we talked about redlining and how we've been held back. After the Emancipation Proclamation, 1865, all the way up to the Civil Rights in 1965, we were oppressed by Jim Crow. And in the early 1900s,
can't tell it all, Bill. You can't, Bill. You can't tell it all. Save for some. Hold on. Let me get. It's getting good. Go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna give you another minute. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you another minute. Go ahead. You educating.
What people not seeing the seriousness of these migrants being brought over here and our greatness being ignored is there was an influx of immigrants in the 1920s to the 1940s. Germans, Polish, Irish, and Italians. And they put us on the back burner then. So what do you think is going to happen now with our greatness if we don't recognize our greatness?
History.
I digress.
History is repeating itself. Anybody know, according to history, when immigration goes down, Black people rises up and work and everything. But once immigration goes up in mass numbers, it hurts us, goes down. It hurts us, Black people. It hurts us, people. So what you're witnessing, this mass immigration of different cultures, different groups, is nothing but to offset Black people in this country. And we have to stand up and fight against this mass immigration because it's killing us, people. It's going to kill us. Listen, let me explain something to you. The brother just said it briefly, but we've seen this look before. All you got to do is go back and look at your history, read a little bit. Just read a little bit, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They have books on this. They got studies on this. But we got a new caller. Hey, new caller, 901. Go ahead, caller. Is he in yet? I don't know if he's in yet. He's not in yet. He's not in yet. I'm going to give him a few seconds.
Mike.
Okay, he's there now. Okay, brother Mike, come on, talk to us.
How y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Yeah, man, I just heard y'all topic, and just today, my youngest son said they was in school talking about Elvis Presley, and he told me what they learned about him, and I told him, I said, he took all his music. Black people taught him how to play the guitar and how to sing and dance. I said he came up in Tupelo, Mississippi, and all his music, even some of his greatest hits, Hound Dog and all that, he stole from Black people. I said, did your teacher tell you that? He said, no, she didn't say nothing about that. I said, I can drive you down to Tupelo to see where his house where he was born at. But he took all his music, dance. They taught how to play. He took it all from Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people do not know that.
Mm-hmm. See. And listen to this, brother. I don't know how long you've been, but listen to this. I'm gonna play this video. Listen to this.
Who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Something really quick.
Yeah, I wanted a brother.
Off the
Okay,
last caller.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Just to add a note to what the last caller was saying about Elvis Presley, he's correct. Big Mama Thornton, it was the original artist who performed You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog first. It was written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stroller, and Big Mama Thornton was the original artist to perform that song. But Elvis Presley, she was washed out. There was a big black woman named Big Mama Thornton, and you ain't nothing but a hound dog. She did it completely different. And Elvis came in, and they didn't pay that woman. They didn't do anything. She just was washed completely out. It has happened over and over again. I just wanted to add that to what he was saying. He's right. It did happen.
Okay. I did say that earlier.
And many, many more. But just a footnote on that, Big Mama Thornton was the original artist after Jerry Lieber and the Stroller dude wrote that song and composed the music. It was written for a black woman, Big Mama Thornton, and she did it first.
Listen, let me just say something real quick. Address somebody made a comment. So what about the black families that are a mixture of black and Americans and Mexicans? Should we tell our Mexican side of the family stay in Mexico? They can't come to America. Listen, a sign of true greatness of any group, stay in your own country and fight your government and build up. We have proven the descendants of slaves, and we still proving it right now today. We're here. We never left our country in mass numbers. We may have migrated from the South to the North and back to the South, but we've never left this country in mass numbers. We built up. We fought in every war. We died in every war. We brought inventions here. We picked cotton. We started from zero, from nothing. When they allow immigrants to come over here, guess what they do? They don't stop them from learning how to read or speak the language. They give them resources and put them to work right away. They put us to work and didn't pay us. They took us from where we were. They told us that we couldn't speak our native language, our native tongue. And when they so-called set us free, they didn't give us anything. Nothing. Now look what they're doing to the migrants that's coming to this country, different groups. They're giving them a handout. We didn't have no handout. You can't compare that to African American descendants of slaves. And what I learned, Sarge, a lot of people that was not descendants of slaves, they don't want to see Foundation Black Americans get reparations. They don't want it. They don't want to see it. And I'm going to go a little further than that. A lot of you other groups that even have our complexion, they tell you to stay away from us. They tell you to do that. You don't get on board with us. You rolling with the one that feeds you, that allow you to come into this country. It's real talk. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yeah. That's some of that, Martin. But
yeah. Only reason
FBA.
Yeah. Listen. Only reason why y'all over here is to get our resources. We pay taxes. We built this country. What have y'all brought to this country? Nothing. Nothing. But have been given everything, every opportunity. For many years, we couldn't even be buried in the same cemetery as white people, drink out the same water fountain as the white people, be on the same beach as white people, sit in the front of the bus. Every policy that we have, we fought for it. We had to march for it. We had to protest for it. Wasn't nothing handed or given to us at all. We had to fight for the Civil Rights Act, the Fair Housing Act, the Immigration Act. We had to push. So don't come over here.
And that wasn't just for black people.
Right.
They included everybody else in there.
Right, which we shouldn't have. And it's real talk. So wherever y'all get this theory from that black people lazy, I'm here to tell you, not all of us. Not all of us. Why you think, let me say this, why you think that all these investors want to come right in the black community and buy up all our property? Why you think all these foreign groups that want to come set up in our community, the Arabs, the Pakistanis, the Indians, even some Jamaicans, come in our community and set up a business? I'm just telling the truth. Go ahead, caller.
That was me, Martin.
Oh, go ahead, Bill.
Trying to interject. You spoke on what the guy on the video said as far as being deprived the right to learn how to read and write. Just not even 24 years ago, in the early 2000s, with immigrants, should I say, coming from Serbia and the Arab countries and even some of the ones, the Latin speaking ones. At that time in the early 2000s, they made it where the CDL could be taken in all those different languages, instead of them having to learn how to speak the native language here. Which is crazy. That's a helping hand, because okay, if they had to learn the language like we would have to learn probably in their country, then they wouldn't be driving a truck for probably a minimum of a year or better, which knocks somebody here. We speaking of our people, a chance to fill those truck driving jobs. But I also want to add to this, Martin, as far as all the people that have migrated to this country from the early 1900s to now and prior, the foundational black, not talking about nobody from the Caribbean, not talking about African, or no, I'm talking about foundational black Americans. We are the only race of people that the dollar that we made here in America The furthest it went was down south. It stayed within the country. Every last one of those other nationalities that's here in this melting pot sent money back, whether it's to help family members for a while until they was able to get back over here.
Sarge.
Our dollar never left America. It stayed right here in America. We never sent money out the country. Didn't get a chance to. Because our people were right here. Not 1 cent.
And listen, people are jealous of Foundation Black America. They're jealous of us, but they're enjoying our Civil Rights Act that we marched for, our Fair Housing Act that we fought to have. They're enjoying the fruits of our labor. That's what they're doing. They're enjoying it. They're coming over here enjoying things that we fought for. It wasn't just given to us, handed down to us. We started from ground zero. Wasn't nothing passed along to us.
Less than zero.
Less than zero. We was promised 40 acres and a mule, and we didn't get not 1 acre. Not even 1 mule. I'm just telling you the truth. We made America. And we are Americans. We're Black, but we are Americans. And we deserve our reparations. And we asking all of y'all that's not descendants of slavery to stay out of our business. Don't tell us what we don't need or what we'll do with our money if we get it. Let us worry about what we'll do with our money when we get it. Period. It's the blood of the descendants of slavery that allows our brothers and ancestors that died in this country. Our blood is soil, soaked in soil in this country, in this land. Trust me, worked all day. No wages, no wages. How would you like to work for somebody for 200 to 400 years for free? You'll have a head start too. Period. See, they don't like this type of talk. See, they get nervous. It's always these get along, go along Negroes. I'm talking about the Negroes now. I'm not talking about the other groups. They don't want to be called Black. They want to be called Jamaican. They want to be called Dominican, Belizean, Haitian. Yeah. They don't want to identify Black with Black folks over in America, but they want our resources. They want our money.
Yeah,
they won't lock arms with us and help fight the system. Then when we buck up against them, they saying we acting just like the white man. No, you acting like the white man. You have sided with the white man against us. Sarge, go ahead. I got to show a video.
Martin, believe this or not, that's something that happened with me. And they had some Jamaican thing going on in New York. And it's like, how can you not stand with your people? With my people, I'm not Jamaican. What you mean stand with my people? You know? Coming over here to suck up all the resources after all the hard work was done, but wasn't nobody there during the civil rights marches and all that. You ain't seen none of them then. See? Ain't seen none of them then, but they want to show up now. And you and Martin, you know, I told you, I said, I'm not ADOS, you know, but I am foundational Black American, okay, even though my ancestors were not slaves. And I've been vocal on, hey, those that are deserving of reparations, they should get it because it's yours. So don't get me twisted with no, you know what I'm saying? But folk, well, you think you this and you that. No, I don't think anything. See, because a lot of people, and I'm going to land the plane right here. You tell them the truth, and they going to make up some other stuff to dispute the truth.
Okay. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Bill.
You got
I'm going to close.
Mike?
No, go ahead. I'm going to close out after you. Go ahead.
I want to say this, man. Is you hear a lot of flack as part of foundational Black people complaining about different things, including reparations. And first thing a person that opposed want to say is this happened over 150 years ago. Yeah, the slavery part, but the Jim Crow lasted many, many years, centuries afterwards, all the way up into today, just like you mentioned about the mass incarceration.
The war on drugs.
It's still happening.
All those, let me say this, Bill. Hold on, but let me help you out. The Jim Crow lasted, they didn't last for a century, but after the Jim Crow, there came the war on drugs, the mass incarceration. We had I think during the Jim Crow, the redlining, we had the Tuskegee experiment. And I'm not sure what year that Margaret Sanger brought out the depopulation abortion. You know, that wasn't for white people. It was for blacks and other groups. That's what it was designed for. That's what it was designed for. Depopulation of black people. Extermination of black people. Go ahead, Bill. I just want to help you out on that.
But it's really something wrong with somebody that thinks a foundational Black person of America don't deserve anything. That's the same system that's been set up centuries ago that felt like we didn't deserve to be called human or treated like a human. And we call them haters today, and they've been around a long time. We still got haters. There's something wrong with a human being that, as prime example, that think a certain group of people, talking about us in particular, whether it's reparations or to be oppressed, feel that we don't deserve something, but you feel that a dog has more rights and more protection than we do. A dog. And it's been happening since Peter came about. That's all I got to say, man.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And no, we did not receive no 40 acres in the mule. That's a lie. That's a lie. You can't bring that up on this platform. It never happened. It never happened. It never happened. People bought. That's how Tulsa, Oklahoma was built, because they bought 40 acres. They bought it and turned it into something. And the white man destroyed it. White power. The white supremacists destroyed it. All right. I thank you guys for tuning in. It's a great, more like a learning lesson, history lesson today. It was a great lesson. And people, don't let nobody, Martin Luther King told us, if your back is not bent, they can't ride it. We got to stand up. We can't show no signs of weakness. We got to die for what we believe in, and we got to stand on it. And they're not going to hand us anything. We have to demand it and take it. And that's real talk. And for all those other groups that's secretly hating on us, that's not walking with us, we got to watch them. John Henry Clark said, we have no friends. Even the ones that look like us, They don't even want to be our friends. Even some of our own that come from among us, they're no good. They're no good. No good. They're working against us. And they always, the white man always putting them old Jamaicans and Belizeans and Haitians and Trinidadians and other groups in front. And they saying why we shouldn't get reparations. I'll say to them, go back where you came from and fight your government and build up. A strong people stay in their own country and build up. They don't run. They don't run. I respect every Palestinian right now, even though they're getting bombed and everything, that stayed in their country to fight. They'd rather die before they give up their land. But you have those that have left their land. I respect every Ukrainian that stayed in their own country, fighting against the Soviet Union. Russia, I'm sorry, fighting. And they didn't run to America for shelter. We got a bunch of Ukrainians right now receiving Social Security, our tax dollars. Those are soldiers, the ones that didn't lead the country. They fought. And that's who I'm respecting. All right, people, y'all already know what it is.
You already know what it is.
Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth.
And what?
And